What the fuck?
It's a skibidi toilet chew if you don't stop.
SCP Secret Lab is a game that is just complete and utter anarchy every single time that I play it. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a fun game, but like, lately it's been a little bit insufferable. I don't know if it's just because I always happen to just pick the worst possible servers in existence, but 90% of the time I have absolutely no idea what the fuck is going on. And it just seems like random mayhem just occurring every 2 seconds. I recently played this game a couple times with my sister, and of course, just like the last few times we tried to play it, absolute chaos ensued. To demonstrate just what I mean, all I have to do is show you this clip.
The whole facility over here is containment chamber. Is that you? There you are. And you died.
Yeah, so whether or not you're an SCP nut like myself, or you have no idea what the hell Secret Lab is, it's essentially just SCP Containment Breach, except this one is multiplayer. And if you have no idea what the hell SCP Containment Breach is, then check out my video here that I made recently. It's like a retrospective, that'll fill you in with everything you need to know. But unlike SCP Containment Breach, where you play as this Class D that somehow managed to cheat death and now has to escape the entire containment facility, while being hunted down by a bunch of horrifying creatures, in Secret Lab you are instead assigned one of many different roles, though one of them is still a Class D. But this time you've got a coin that you can flip up and down and act all nonchalant and charismatic, and you can pretend that you're Two-Face trying to escape a slightly more f***ed up Arkham Asylum. But you see, other than playing as a human character, more of which I'll get to shortly, you can actually play as the aforementioned horrifying creatures. This includes SCP-106, SCP-096, SCP-173, except now he looks like a clump of tumors or something from All Tomorrows, because of the weird copyright shite that happened with his original design. SCP-939, who now runs around on 2 legs, likely because the player animations would up the rig if he was on all 4s, and you can even play as the gaming PC 079. Once you're assigned a role of an SCP, your objective is pretty simple: kill everybody. If you see a human player running around that isn't a zombie, you must make it your life's goal to end them and reign victorious. Each SCP has a different gameplay mechanic, in terms of your perspective, but also from the player's perspective. For example, like in SCP Containment Breach, 173 cannot move if he is in direct line of sight, but if you're on your own and you blink, you're f***ed. However, if you get a bunch of players together and surround 173, and you point and laugh at him like the joke he is, he won't be able to move. All he can do is sit there and cry. And also, if everyone happens to have a gun on them, you can all jump him and turn him into rubble. The important thing to remember though when it comes to the SCPs is that you're gonna have to learn and understand everything that works. You need to know their gameplay mechanics, you need to know their moves, you need to know how to counter them, or else you will not be successful in whatever field you're assigned. The goal of the human characters is also to win, but the way in which you do it can vary. For instance, the goal of the Chaos Insurgency is to escort all of the helpless Class Ds out of the facility, while killing any and all MTF guards who have also entered the facility, with the sole purpose of eliminating and/or containing the SCPs, as well as mercilessly slaughtering every last Class D and Chaos Insurgency they come across. There are also the scientists, who have to try and stay alive to assist the MTF, but they can also be little bootlickers and kill any disobedient Class Ds, if they so please. But then, as a Class D, you can actually fight back if you're lucky enough to find a firearm lying around somewhere, along with some body armor and drugs. And finally, like I mentioned briefly, if SCP-049 kills you, you actually have a chance to be turned into a zombie, which you can then control. If you do become a zombie, your primary goal is to be a loyal servant to the glorious Plague Master, and you must do his bidding by killing any stray Class Ds and security personnel that you might find in the wild. But at the end of the day, everybody here just wants to get the fuck out of the facility and get back to their families and pets, which in this game is probably unlikely, especially in the SCP's cases. They probably don't have families on account of the fact that they're all a bunch of homicidal assholes. So Dazza, what's all this about the game being an insufferable nightmare, huh? Well, if I'm being honest, after doing some extensive research for this video, I'm now just realizing that I may have misunderstood a couple of the game's core mechanics, and that a lot of my problems are the result of my own ignorance. And now, as a result, all of my credibility has gone out the window. But wait, please don't go. I have a few more things I want to say. I know that most of this gameplay footage I'm showing consists of me dying every 2 seconds, but that's because some trigger-happy cunt decided to make my experience more insufferable than if I was actually there in real life. Also, I am technically right. This game is completely unhinged. If I were to sum up this game, it would be like if all the facility workers and SCPs were given partial lobotomies and they were forced to watch 100 hours of Instagram reels until they're eventually let loose to roam the facility like headless chickens, injected with 100 ounces of Red Bull and cocaine. But I wonder what the actual cause of this apocalyptic experience is. Oh, that's right, it's the players! What do I mean by this exactly? Well, you know the game I've been talking about this whole time? SCP Containment Breach? Yeah? You following? So, try to imagine the horrifying and socially inept reality in which you took an online chat room filled to the brim with some very friendly, but also some unfathomably annoying and chronically online people from all across the globe, and just merge it with this game. That's what SCP Secret Lab is in a nutshell. It's essentially a fun and well thought out multiplayer game with a brainrot echo chamber loosely bolted onto it. But like I said, there are some genuinely friendly and helpful people who play this game and make it slightly more bearable, but then you have the other side of things, where everyone and their mothers seems to have a soundboard installed.
SCP toilet.
What the fuck, like?
Hamburger.
I used to tickle my pickled angry birds.
What?
I was about 13.
Get your dork ass down to the test chamber, or else I will shove the sample up your ass.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? What the Sigma?
That is what I have to listen to every single time I play it. It might be completely different for everyone else. Hell, you might be watching this right now and thinking, what's this guy on about? What's his f***ing problem, huh? Which is completely fair. I mean, by my own admission, I'm absolute dog shit at this game and don't know what the f*** is going on half the time. And don't get me wrong, it can be funny sometimes. I like brainrot and shitposts just as much as anyone else born before 1996. But there are only so many haws and and people both ironically and unironically shouting skibbity toilet every 2 seconds that I can endure before the smile on my face begins to fade. So where does that leave us? Do I recommend this game? Well, yeah, it's harmless, I think. For all I know, I've been doxxed 15 times and got 5 different viruses on my laptop, and I did just spend the last few minutes complaining about it, but I can definitely see the appeal, and I have no doubt that there is fun to be had, and maybe I just haven't put enough hours into the game, so I haven't had my Danny DeVito, I get it moment. But also, maybe that's just part of the experience, and I'm just a negative Nancy who hates the concept of fun. As stated earlier, I am a big fan of the SCP Foundation and all the different lore and stories, and Containment Breach has been one of my favourite games of all time for over a decade. But I don't actually hate this game, contrary to what I've been saying. I have definitely had fun with it on a few occasions, but it's just some of my more recent endeavours have led me to creating this video. And hey, the game is free, so if anything I've said interests you, then boot up Steam and give it a go. You might love it. I just hope that you can find better servers than me and don't have to listen to someone blasting music through their mic like a Counter-Strike match, or repeating what the Sigma like a broken record. I'm planning to make a few more SCP videos in the near future, such as the many different mods you can get for Containment Breach, and even the cancelled Unity remake. Will I continue to play Secret Lab in my free time? Probably, yeah. But regardless, I hope to see you then. Good luck.